Welcome to Legal English. In this video, we're going to practice a key part of the TOLES Higher Exam, choosing the correct word to complete a legal sentence. Each question gives you a sentence with one missing word and four possible choices. Your job, pick the word that fits best in a legal context. Let's try some real examples together, and I'll explain the logic behind each correct answer. Let's begin. Let's read the sentence together. My client's defense is that the strike action taken by long haul lorry drivers constituted a blank event that prevented him from performing his obligations. Now, let's look at the options. Dominant means powerful or most important, so it doesn't fit here. Intervening means something that comes between two things, but legally it doesn't have the same meaning as a supervening event. Supervening is the correct legal term. A supervening event is something unexpected that happens after a contract is made and makes it impossible to continue. In this case, the strike was that event. Supreme means highest in power, which is not related to contract law in this context. So, the answer is supervening because in legal English, it describes an event that legally blocks contract performance after the agreement is made. Let's look at this contract sentence. Without blank to any right or remedy, the owner can terminate the contract. Now, let's check the options. Effect and consequence sound logical, but they don't fit legal style. Influence is unrelated. It means to affect someone's opinion. The correct answer is prejudice. In legal English, the phrase without prejudice to any right means this does not take away or limit other rights. It's a common phrase in contracts to protect legal options. So, without prejudice to any right means the owner still has all legal rights available. Read this one carefully. I was not an employee. I only worked on a blank basis. Supplier means a company that provides goods, not a person. Self-governing and autonomous both mean independent, but we do not use them for work arrangements. Freelance is the right answer. A freelancer is someone who works independently, not as an employee, and gets paid per task or per project. That's why we say, I worked on a freelance basis. Here's a key legal concept about copyright. After a time, the work is in the public blank and can be copied. Area, arena, and field are general terms, but not legal terms. The correct legal term is public domain. When something is in the public domain, it no longer has copyright. Anyone can use it freely. So, the book is in the public domain, no more permission needed. Let's look at this contract detail. He can identify the property by the blank number printed on each item. Identify, unique, and individual are too general. The correct answer is serial. A serial number is a specific code used to identify products. It's common in legal and business documents when describing ownership or warranties. So the sentence becomes, by the serial number printed on each item. Perfect legal accuracy. Here's a financial law term. The blank value of a share is the price at which it was first issued. Ostensible. Ostensible means apparent, not a good fit. Token and symbolic both mean something small or not serious. Nominal is the correct term in corporate law. That nominal value is the original face value of a share. not necessarily its market value. So, the nominal value of a share is set when the company first offers it. Look at this sentence about reputation. Your magazine blank my client when it published untrue statements. Stigmatized, maligned, and discredited all describe harm, but they aren't legal terms. Defamed is the correct legal verb. To defame someone means to harm their reputation by saying or writing false things. It's a key concept in defamation law. So, the magazine defamed my client. This is how legal English describes reputational damage. This sentence talks about employees losing jobs, resulting in the blank of 450 employees. Severance is a payment, not the event. Discharge is more common in military or prison contexts. Joblessness is informal. The correct legal term is redundancy. For example, in UK employment law, redundancy means a job is no longer needed, often because of budget cuts or restructuring. So we say the employees were made redundant, a formal legal phrase. Here's a common phrase in employment or contracts. The blank date for job applications is 31 January. End and concluding are possible, but not typical in formal notices. Ultimate means final, but sounds dramatic. Closing is the most accurate and standard term, so the sentence becomes the closing date for applications is 31 January or January 31st. That's exactly how job ads and legal notices say it. Let's finish with a concept from contract law. A promise not to do something is good consideration and is known as blank. Restraint, restriction, and constraint all suggest limits, but they aren't precise legal terms. Forbearance is the right answer. Forbearance means choosing not to act or delaying a right, and it's often used in contracts as valid consideration. So, if you agree not to do something in exchange for something else, that's forbearance. It's part of what makes a contract legally binding. Let's look at some more actually. The parties agreed to settle the dispute through blank rather than go to court. Accusation, conviction, and sentencing all relate to criminal law and going to court. The correct word is mediation. Mediation is a form of alternative dispute resolution. It's when a neutral third party helps two sides reach an agreement without a judge. So the full sentence is the parties agreed to settle the dispute through mediation. Here's a practical one. Before we sign the contract, we should ask a lawyer to blank it. Verify means check facts but not review legal content. Notarize and certify are formal procedures, but they don't mean reading and giving feedback. The correct answer is review. Lawyers review contracts to make sure the terms are fair, legal, and clear. So, ask a lawyer to review it before signing. That's good legal advice. Let's try this one. The clause was removed because it was too blank. Binding, enforceable, and mutual are all good contract qualities. But the word vague means unclear or not specific enough. In legal writing, clarity is essential. A vague clause can cause confusion or disputes. So the sentence becomes, it was removed because it was too vague. Makes perfect legal sense. Here's one from business law. The company must blank with health and safety regulations. Compare, complain, and complete don't fit grammatically or legally. The verb is comply. To comply with means to follow rules or obey a regulation. So the company must comply with health and safety rules. Now let's move on to an example regarding housing law. The tenant didn't pay rent, so the landlord started blank proceedings. Appeal is for court decisions. Mediation and arbitration are used to resolve disputes, not remove tenants. The correct word is eviction. Eviction proceedings are the legal process to remove a tenant from a property. So, the landlord started eviction proceedings. That's the correct legal action. That brings us to the end of this lesson. In this video, you practice a key component of the TOLES Higher Exam, identifying the correct legal term to complete a sentence accurately. Each question tested your understanding of precise vocabulary in real legal contexts, including contracts, employment, dispute resolution, and corporate law. This section of the exam is designed to assess your ability to choose the most appropriate term and context, and also your familiarity with formal legal collocations, your awareness of subtle differences between near synonyms as well. Keep reviewing legal texts, contracts, and real-world legal language. The more exposure you have, the more confident you'll become with the nuances tested in TOLES. Thanks for watching and continue preparing with focus and consistency. Thank you.